Okay, thank you.
This is not.
All right, so
This is the first one.
there are actually 5 S's to wine tasting, if you want to. Okay. So can anybody guess what the first S is?
Sniff.
Even before that.
Size.
Lots of it. No.
Even before that. Even before that.
C.
Sight.
Right.
Sight. And there are 2 reasons why. The first one is the color of the wine is indicative of the age. So for white wine, if it's a light color, like this one is, that means it's a young wine. If it's more of a yellowish straw color, that's indicative of an older white. And so one of the ways to really, really tell if you want to be scientific is you hold it up to a white piece of paper. You can really tell that this one is pretty pale.
Yeah.
So it's a younger wine. For your reds, if it's a purple opaque color, it's a young red. And if it's a red brick or an amber type of color, then it's an older red. So that's why we look at the wine. Next S. I heard somebody say it.
Swirl.
Swirl. Swirl. You swirl the wine for a couple of reasons. One is it lets the aroma out of the wine, which, I think that was my phone, which actually is, you can really tell the flavor of the wine through its aroma. So it's very important to swirl it just to release that aroma. But the other reason is if you swirl this, it's kind of hard to tell in the white wines, but there's actually streaks that are running down the side.
Fingers?
Those are referred to as legs.
Legs? I thought they were fingers. Fingers,
And
legs.
the heavier the streaks or the legs, the fuller bodied the wine is. And the lighter the streaks are, the lighter bodied wine is. And most of your whites are going to be lighter bodied. The best way to explain it is to compare it to milk. So skim milk is sort of compared to a white wine, and your regular milk or your cream would be indicative of a red, heavy-duty bodied wine. So that's why we swirl. And what do you think the next S is? I heard somebody say it earlier. Sniff. That's where you really get the true taste of the wine is through its smell. And you actually put your mouth on the whole glass and really sniff it 1 to 3 times. Take a nice, what are we smelling in this wine? Great. You know, I get that answer all the time. Very good. Okay, a little more detail. Fruity? Is anybody smelling any lemon?
Yep, a little bit.
I'm smelling some
citrus.
lemon. Yep, that's what I'm smelling in this wine. And we'll talk about this wine in a minute. Guess what the next S is? Finally.
Slug.
Dying of thirst. I haven't given him anything to drink. I promise we won't go through this process with all of the wine. Otherwise we'll be here all night. And everyone will be thirsty. So if you sip it, you kind of want to let it roll around on your tongue because that's where you're going to get the best taste. And then of course you swallow it. So let's all sip
Oh, you don't
it.
spit?
That's the 5th S. What are we tasting in this wine? Alcohol. Bear's going to say very good. I taste a little bit of pear. I'm not sure if I taste the peach yet. Like that? Are you okay?
Give him a beer.
It was spit, not slug. And the 5th S, somebody said it. It's actually, we're not going to do this tonight, but it's actually a spit. And we have a spittoon here. So if anybody does not like the wine, you can either discard it in the spittoon, or if your neighbor likes it, be nice.
Spit it in your glass.
Swap some spit.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, right.
So, and those are your 5 S's. The reason we have, if you're in a wine tasting, sometimes there's like 100 wines, and you just can't discern all the different